And it was the Dodgers taking on another Mets team. Remember, they had the Yankees in town over the weekend, taking on the Mets now. The Mets won in extra innings on Monday, and on Tuesday, it went extra innings again.
And Max swings, hammers it. Deep right field. Tie game. Second home run of the night from Maxwell, who's been swinging the silver hammer. Home run number 9 for Muncy. Brand new ball game, 5-5.
You know, that was a big one for me. Just nice to get us right back in the game, which unfortunately was probably my fault that we were out of the game. And so to be able to, make up for that mistake earlier in the game, that was really big for me. And, just trying not to let my teammates down.
Swung on and hit deep to left. Back goes Nimmo, still going back. This ball is off the wall. Around third is Edman. The Dodgers are going to win it. Freddie Freeman with a walk-off double. And the Dodgers win it 6-5 in 10 innings. 5th time this year the Dodgers have walked off.
Obviously, every win was a big win, but after the last couple games, it's nice to get back in the winning ways. And credit to Ben, that was a huge outing coming in for Kirsch, and then obviously Max. We wouldn't be in this situation without him.
You heard Max Muncy himself and Freddie Freeman there talking about this offense and, a lot about what they were able to do yesterday in extra innings. And Steve, I'm going to hit on Max Muncy for a second because early on this season, he wasn't the most consistent himself. And there seems to be kind of something that's flipped a switch. It could be the rec specs. It could be the glasses that he's rocking now. He had some issues going on with the eyes. But to me, it's a lot more the discipline and getting in some better counts, too. He did it early in the game in that first inning, hit his first home run that extended the lead 4-1. But then late in the game in that bottom of the 9th inning, when you don't have Edwin Diaz available and he's facing, a non-closer in Brosbound, and gets a pitch up in the zone, now he's not missing those mistakes. And hitters will tell you, when you feel like the best version of yourself, you're not only able to get to tough pitches, but you don't miss mistakes and you drive them. And that's what we've seen from Max Muncy lately, the clutchness. We talk so much about Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and Shohei Ohtani, but they'll tell you it's just as important to have Teoscar Hernandez going, Max Muncy, because those are some streakier guys that they can be as hot as anybody when they're going well. And ultimately, a really nice job backing up Kershaw from the bullpen. After he left, the bullpen did an amazing job yesterday to finish that off.
We put up the graphic a little bit earlier about, the last 13 games for Max Muncy and where he was prior to that and where he's been over the last 13 games. And there is a direct correlation between his getting the rec specs, the glasses, and his numbers. And, he went to the same eye doctor that Kike Hernandez went to previously, where they diagnosed astigmatism and gave him glasses to make an adjustment. Now, he doesn't want to put all the credit on the glasses as opposed to the work he's put in to get himself right, which I completely understand.
Right.
But, I look at it and think that certainly has made a big difference for him. And Ben Kasparius in the Dodgers bullpen, we don't talk a lot about those middle relief guys in their role. We talk about who gets the save at the end, who started the game, who came up with the hits and everything. But Ben Kasparius, you can make a case that Kasparius has been one of the most valuable Dodgers this year. When you think about all of the injuries that they've had in their bullpen, all of the right-handed relievers with Blake Trinan and Kirby Yates and Michael Kopech and go on and on and on. For Kasparius to come in, he came in yesterday for Kershaw, got him out of a jam and then went 2 more innings. He ended up getting 8 outs in the game yesterday. And for Clayton Kershaw, his big challenge was he couldn't put hitters away. He'd get them to 2 strikes and could not finish them off. And I think 8 of the first 12 he faced, he got to 2 strikes. 3 of them got hits, put the ball in play. And so a bit of a challenge for him with that wipeout pitch. But the Dodgers prevail in this one, and they get it done. Max Muncy, made an error that gave up a couple runs, but his 2 home runs certainly made up for it overall. All right, we continue to work yourself.
Mets, and this game was everything you hoped for. This guy, death, taxes, and Freddie Freeman. It's automatic. It's 2 hits every night. Where is that? Kind of.
That's
Kind of.
down the line adjacent.
That's right. Mookie Betts on first, and the Dodgers tie it up. Max Muncy, there's more where this came from. Yes, indeed. Later that inning, his bat is heating up. A 2-run shot, and the Dodgers lead it 4-1. Soto, he looked.
Right here.
Speaking of heating up.
That's right. He looked in a rhythm.
Third
3
straight
home
game
runs.
with a homer. Fourth straight game with an extra base hit.
A full count, 4-seam fastball right down the middle. Top of the 5th, the Mets scored 2 in the 3rd and 2 runs in the 5th. Pete Alonso, a double to center field. That will score 1. Where'd you see this? Brandon Nimmo, ground ball to first, called out. The Mets challenge. Call is overturned. Nimmo just beats Kershaw.
Kershaw had a bunch of 2-strike counts against guys, but couldn't put them away.
Yeah, that's been the tough part for Kershaw.
Yeah.
This game was all but over, hitting 6. Max Muncy, the difference in this ball game, he tied it up. This is where I missed my flight right now. It was worth it. The Dodgers tie it up at 5. Extra innings presented by Geico. You know when you know something big is going to happen? Freddie Free, bottom 10. He said, I was trying not to strike out. Didn't. Dodgers walk it off 6-5 in Los Angeles. Max Muncy tied it up, and we heard from him post-game. Listen to this.
Yeah, those felt good tonight. It was nice to keep us in the game. Unfortunately, it's my fault. We were almost out of the game, so it felt nice to make up for that mistake earlier. It was huge for me. It was just a tough one, and I felt like Kirsch was kind of getting in a groove, and I ruined it for him. And so to be able to come back and keep us right back in this game, it was, for me, it was huge.
Freddie said post-game, he was interviewed, he said, I'm not here without Max. And it's true. He can destroy a baseball with the best of them. And he's kind of been searching for this power and patience. Max Muncy kind of putting it all together. It's fun to watch.
Well, that's his MO, and he's been, struggling over the course of the first half of the season. But the past, week to 10 days, he's looked like a completely different guy.
Yeah.
Really kind of found his rhythm, found his stroke. And that was huge right there, tying the game like that, late. That's big for him because, he was starting to get on. The fans were starting to get on him. It was a lot of media because a lot of attention to his defense as well. But when he's hitting this way, he lengthens that line, it takes up so much pressure off guys like Ohtani and Freddie and Mookie. But he's been one of their constants for a long time. But how about the rec specs too?
It's true.
Well,
got the glasses on now.
Yeah, and look, it's not all because of the glasses, but it's certainly.
You got to see the ball to hit it.
You got to see it, and it has definitely helped him. Juan Soto, we saw him go deep against Clayton Kershaw. It was a moonshot. 3rd straight game with a homer. 4th straight game with an extra base hit. What have you seen from him recently at the plate?
A lot of it with Juan is just, finding that swing. You know what his the end of the year statistics are going to look like with his track record. And I remember playing with him early on spring training in 21. He didn't have his swing rolling over a lot of ground ball, stuff like that. But once he figures out to use the middle of the field and keep that swing where he's kind of more left center, right center, as opposed to just being a little pool happy and staying through the baseball, you're going to start seeing him take off like he has been over the last, 18, 20 at-bats where, look at that OPS.
Yeah.
Almost a 1,400 OPS.
That'll work.
There was so much to like. We had this game on TBS last night. Reed Garrett in the 8th. I just want to kind of give a shout out. He had 2 runners on and nobody out.
His stuff was filthy.
He cruised through the heart of the Dodger order, and it was just so impressive. So a lot to like from both teams.
Our showcase game tonight is at Dodger Stadium. It's the Mets and the Dodgers.
We'll talk to JP coming up.
Yes, Griffin Canning, Tony Gonsolin. That is your pitching matchup. All right, from Southern California to Northern California. Let's